Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. Touchdowns on liquid air, on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
My bad, dude. Had the damn mute button on. Appreciate you, Cody K. But yeah, Eagles handle business 41-7. We put boot to asses. That's what we did. We handled it, took care of everything, and destiny's in our own hands, man. We are in the show. A 13-win season. Anybody that's got anything to say about Nick Sirianni and his ability to be a head coach, gone about your business, whether you like him or not. And I know there was stuff early in the year. I know there was stuff people dragging in from what happened last year. And then you look at, a couple of situations that happened during the year. And it's like, listen, man, the man done shown his worth. Nick Sirianni has shown his worth, what he means to the team, how he can galvanize the team, and can get everybody going in the same direction. That is not always the easy thing to do. And he's got he got the blueprint of it, man. He's got the blueprint of it. So he's handling this business. He's handling this business and taking care of it. And you talking about some players, man. Everybody's giving a maximum effort. Everybody is having good years. Obviously, everybody's looking at Saquon and what he's done. He's only I believe he's only the 9th player in NFL history to go over 2,000 yards in the regular season. So that's pretty rare air. I hope that we got it together, K-Sap. We wasn't playing. And like I've been saying, man, Defense wins championships, bro. Defense wins championships. For CJ Gardner Johnson, for that to have happened to him versus Washington, and for him to come back and have a 2-pick game, I call that karma, man. We just couldn't happen to a better guy. You know what I'm saying? Had no problem talking trash, and there was some trash talking on the field because there's always going to be like that with it's always going to be like that with the Cowboys. There's always going to be trash talking. You're always going to have some chirping, getting in folks' face, and that's what you need, man. And it was it was a beautiful thing, man. He played his game. He made the plays that he had to play, and we made the most of the opportunities. I think the only person that missed an opportunity today was Nolan Smith. Jalen Carter blocks the ball, gets a pass deflection, and it falls, literally hits Nolan Smith in the chest, and he can't hold on to it. Or he would have got an interception, man. And possibly the way it was falling, a lot of people couldn't figure out what was going on. And he may have scored on it, man, just depending on how things roll. But he couldn't hold on to it. He dropped the ball. But defense was in their bag today. And we were missing Nakobe Dean. So the young fellas played well. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. played well. I can't wait till the tape's available and watch film. I'm definitely going to break down some of Saquon's run and what our offensive line looked like today as opposed to what they looked like against Washington. And you see, for everybody that was worried, man, you can see what Kenny Pickett did with a full week's worth of reps. It makes a difference. And even when Tanner McKee got in there, Tanner McKee got more reps than normal this week. So, and Chris, we've been talking about, I did a video on that, man. I'm not hating on Eric Dickerson because I understand what it means to have a record and then to have somebody break it. Records are how they remember you. So even Eric Dickerson is in the Hall of Fame and you still want to leave your legacy on the field. And I don't have no bones about that whatsoever. Because the truth of the matter is O.J. Simpson set the record with 14 games. And then Eric Dickerson broke it in 16. But even with all of that, the one thing Eric Dickerson may not have even thought about, and even if he did or didn't, whether he likes it or not is irrelevant at this point. Saquon Barkley, if he breaks the record, Saquon Barkley is going to break it on less carries, most likely. So I don't care. It didn't bother me that Eric Dickerson said he didn't want him to break his record. I don't blame him. And I mentioned this before. I've got records in in college football. I've got records in the OVC and in Eastern Kentucky and some other things. I still hold those records. I graduated college in 1993. So some of my records are still intact. And I don't know. I don't want nobody to break them. Because that's how they remember you. So I get what he's saying. And, I don't call it being a hater. I'm call that being competitive and you want your legacy to stand. Period. So trust me, when I left college, I was the all-time leading rusher in 1AA history. Nobody had ever run for more yards than me. And I held that record for, I don't know what, 15 years maybe? And then there was some kid in Maine that ended up breaking my record. I don't know who holds it now. But just to be able to have that moniker and have that title associated with me, I was the best to ever do it where I played. You had 1A, then you had 1AA. I was the best to ever do it at 1AA. Ever. And I wanted that record to stand. So I understand what he's saying. So I don't take nothing away from Eric Dickerson. Eric Dickerson, in my estimation, is still one of the best to ever do it because he did it in the era where they could still knock your head off, pull off your helmet and not catch a penalty. So it is what it is. I think if they play Saquon, if we can still gain some ground, I think, if I'm not mistaken, if somehow Detroit loses tomorrow, I think we still have an opportunity to get the 1 seed. I think. I could be wrong about that. And Washington has to win this game to make it to the playoffs. Come on, man. That's a weak call. That's a weak call on the refs. That's a very weak call. Pass interference or roughing the passer. That's weak. Weak sauce. But anyways, Washington has to win this game. Washington has to win this game to get in the playoffs. So pulling for Atlanta. Right? So, but let's talk about Saquon for a minute. Got to give him his props. Let's talk about Saquon. They don't have his stats updated. Not yet. But we can look at that. You can see where we ran the ball, all of those reds and all of those screenplays, like kick them things out, man. Kick them things out. And you see, look at this. Look at this. Look at all these off tackles. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing that somebody will jump up and down, bitch moan and complain about them not running him off sides and off tackle and outside. And look at all of these greens all the way outside on both sides of the ball. When he gets outside of the tackle, man, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And they got to do that more often, man, especially when they load the box. However, he had a solid game. And I think he could have stayed in there and probably got some more yards with it. 167 for the night. That's a good night. Is that Bijan? Bijan is a beast, man. So the question is, do you put him on ice for next week? That's the question, right? Chris, I've been trying to figure that out. I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, I know why, but you got to change your game plan a little bit sometimes. Sometimes you got to change it up a little bit. And even like these stats, they tell you look at where all of the yellow runs, most of the yellow runs are inside. He's got a couple of them where he got I guess the yellow ones are 5 yards or less. And then of course the red ones are tackles for losses, but yeah, I think the yellow strands are 5 yards or less, and the greens are plus 5 yards. So, but I don't know why they don't run them outside more. They pitched them outside a little bit today, and sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to do that, and you gotta pick and choose. But for the most part, getting outside attack. There was a couple of times I know for a fact because I was jumping up and down screaming about it. There was a couple of times where I was like, bro, if you could have bounced it outside one more time, you was gone. He was gone. But as a running back, the rule is if you in trouble, hit the hole. Go where you're supposed to go. Maybe something will pop, but what you gonna nitpick about after you got 167 yards rushing? What are you gonna say? It is first and goal. Atlanta is on the half-yard line. Get the ball to Bijan Robinson. Sneak. He did not get it. Penix did not get it. Why did they do that, man? Just get the ball to damn Bijan. Bijan is 6'1", ain't he? Like, good grief. I know, and I mean, you ain't got a tush push like we got. Kenny Pickett scored on a tush push today. You know what I'm saying? That's how effective that is. So, but when you got somebody like Bijan, come on, man. Bijan Robinson, okay, so he's 5'11". I thought he was 6 foot. I thought he was bigger than that. But get the ball to your playmaker, man. Pistol formation. Go downhill. Go downhill. There you go. Off tackle. Look at that. Off tackle, beats him to the corner. Can't nobody catch him. That's what you got to do. Simple. How come everybody else can do it but us? That is so frustrating to me. Everybody else can do it but us. You know what I'm saying? So, but we got the job done, man. We got the job done. So hopefully Kellen Moore will continue to go in this crate and go into the playbook and open up some things. And Saquon, I'm hoping that he'll get an opportunity to break the record, but I don't think he will. And I'm okay with that. If they put him on ice to make sure he's safe and to not risk injury or anything like that, you know what, you earn that right. You gotta have a record where you can earn an off day, an off week. We've clinched. There's going to be some teams playing for their playoff lives next week. We're not that team. We're not that team. So the Giants are playing for a draft pick. And by winning today, they dropped down I believe they dropped down in the pecking order. So you say give him a half. Let me be honest with you. That's going to be even worse because he'll get in for a half and have like 90 yards. You know what I'm saying? So go all or nothing. You either let him play and let him play normally, or you don't. Because if you try to nickel and dime it, don't do that. Go in there and play your game. If you're going to play him. If not, no. Keep him on ice. He had a good run. And the one thing, man, I think about is, and this is the stuff that makes me angry, right? So look at Saquon. Let me see if I can zoom this up for you. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's easier to look at. So let's go all the way back to week 1, right? Let's go all the way back to week 1. 109 yards in Green Bay, 95 for the Falcons, 24 carries. Then the Saints, he went off. Then the Buccaneers, he only gets 10 carries against the Buccaneers. Wasted opportunity, right? He should have had at least 15 to 20. And the reason why I'm doing this is you look at the Browns game. He had 18 carries, 47 yards. What happened in the Browns game, right? The Cowboys, the first Cowboys game, 14 carries for 66 yards. There should not be a game where Saquon doesn't have at least 20 carries. That's just my opinion as a running back. Yes, I'm biased. But you look at them games where, 65 yards against the Steelers. The Steelers came to play and they pretty much hemmed them up. But even with the Cowboys, the Jaguars, he had 159 yards. But look at the Cowboys, 34-6. You know what I mean? Just there were other opportunities there to get him some more yards. And that stuff adds up because now, just imagine if he was 20 yards away instead of 100 yards away. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's just one of those things, man. You got to take advantage of it when you get it. He gave it a good effort. And like I said, he would have had less carries than Eric Dickerson. And in this, you got to give him extra credit because we are in a pass-happy era of NFL football. So the fact that he even got this close in a pass-happy, devalued running back era of football, you got to give him props for that. Not to mention that he raised the whole value of the running back position just from his performance on the field. And I'm so happy. Like this dude, I'm glad it happened to this dude. You know what I'm saying? This guy right here. I'm glad it happened to him. So Jay Daniels taking off on Atlanta. But yeah, you got the guy, the team guy, family guy, always says the right thing, always does the right thing. He's one of the yes sir, no sir type of dudes that's the leader that you want in your team. That's the example you want to show people. So normally guys like him don't get the happy ending. They just don't. Because he would have played soldier and stayed up in New York. So at least he had some type of business streak about him to finally say, I'm not going to let New York do me like this again. So I'm going to go for mine. And I'm so happy he did. And I'm happy Howie Roseman made the call and scooped him up and brought him down here to South Street to let him see what it means to be a part of a winning organization. You know what I mean? I saw, let me see if I can get it. Everybody got the picture of Mekhi Becton going off the field in tears because he ain't never, all of his struggles going through, and he finally wins a conference championship. You know what I mean? I was there somewhere. I find it. I find it. Nah. Gilly. 2 picks. CJ, man. Tanner McKee had a game. Yeah, I can't find it. Oh well. Holding by my lotta. What is Saquon saying? Oh, let me hear this again. Hold on. There you go. That dude crazy. But that's that dude though. CJ Gardner Johnson, man. That's the guy. If you go find yourself in that dark alley, man, that's the guy you want in your corner. Because he crazy like that. So, but we back-to-back titles, title winners, back-to-back conference champions. Um, so yeah, we getting it done, man. We getting it done. But I love it when guys like that finally get theirs. They finally get their just desserts, man. They finally get their flowers. And they on the field through your play. They took that picture of all of the linemen holding Saquon in the locker room. Now watch, I ain't gonna be able to find it now. Yeah. Sidney Brown getting thrown out. But it was that picture of them all holding Saquon. You know what I mean? So I like to see that because that means that everybody's on the same page and everybody wants the kid to succeed. I mean, hell, even look at Tanner McKee. Look at how many people responded when Tanner McKee threw that touchdown. That's the dude they wanted. They were happy for Kenny Pickett, but Tanner McKee, you could just tell that's the guy that they wanted. I remember when I was in Scotland, we had a dude on our squad named Scott Cooper. Everybody loved him. We called him Scoops. And when he finally caught a touchdown, you talking about a player from Scotland that ended up playing professional football, ended up going to camp with the Bears from playing like what's basically intramural in Scotland. But having a love for the game, he finally had an opportunity to take it to the ultimate level and play in the NFL. Played in the preseason game, almost caught a pass, it bounced off his chest. but um, but my point is that when we were in Scotland and he finally caught his first professional touchdown, man, he was above the moon. We was lifting him on our shoulders and all of that type of stuff because that he just everybody had that type of respect and love for him. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what you saw with Tanner McKee today. That's what you saw with Tanner McKee. I said the rules should be if you don't get the record by the middle of the second quarter, it's over. Nah. I'm like, you either go full tilt or don't. Don't half-ass it. Don't go in there like, yeah, we're going to give you 10 carries and we're going to see what's going to happen. Don't do that. Play the game. Don't change anything. If you're going to go for it, go for it. Run your offense. Get him 15 to 20 carries in a game and get it done. But don't try to stick him in there for a half and then try to force it. It never works that way. It never works that way. So let me see. KGK, he homegrown. That's why whenever I hear somebody say, if this QB or that QB was on our team, I'd be if Jalen was drafted here. Oh, yeah. For sure, man. For sure. We don't even need to go into that conversation because you saw what it's like. It took us a game to get it together with Jalen out of the lineup. It took us a whole game to get that together. So, yeah, we quieted that noise, man. Anybody can just jump in our offense and run it. No, the hell they can't. So, they held it down. Yeah, James, they held it down today for sure. for sure. So, and we pulling for Atlanta to get this win. So this is 3rd and 30. Damn, what the hell happened? Must be some penalties. They're running the screenplay. They got through there, make the tackle. All right. Good job. I just watched Jordan Mailata say they want Saquon to get that record, and he's captain. So I believe Saquon play next week to break the record. Okay. I know they want to get it because offensive linemen, they are part of that. You blocked for one of the greatest runners in NFL history. You were part of that line. And I got there's footage of me somewhere when I broke the record. I was like, you can't do something like that without thanking your offensive line. And I remember they interviewed one of my offensive linemen, and he basically said that Marcus is great about giving us the credit because you got to. If they don't block, you don't get jack. You don't get jack. If they're not doing their job, man, you can't do yours. Period. It's symbiotic, man. It's symbiotic. It's like what's the name? Eddie Brock and Venom, bro. They can't work without each other, man. So yeah, I'm with you, Big Milata, but ultimately Nick Sirianni has got that decision to make. In my estimation, it's not worth it. Yes, I want to see him do it strictly as a running back, but I also want to see him healthy and get a week off going into the first round of the playoffs. I definitely want to see that because that's more important. And we might have a home game. Man, I want a clean bill of health. We got out of this game pretty good. There was no major injuries. We had a couple people get nicked up, but everybody came back in the game. CJ Gardner-Johnson got leg whipped. Mekhi Becton, something happened to him. I think he got rolled up on too, but everybody came back in the game. It looks like everybody was good with the exception of Kenny Pickett because he had barbecue ribs and ain't really much you can do about that. And then come to find out he was playing on broken ribs. So any little hit, because everybody was talking about that hit from Micah Parsons, that wasn't the hit. It was the first hit that was the dirty shot. Micah Parsons just gave him a little chicken wing. So that wasn't the hit. It was the other dude that hit him, that knocked him out of the game, basically. That was the dirty shot because he took like 2 full steps after the ball was released. So, with the exception of Kenny Pickett, and Kenny Pickett might try to, shoot me up. I might try to play again because what you got to lose? You got, if it don't work out, you got 8 months to heal or whatever it is before we start the season again. 6 months because it goes into August. So what? You got 7 months to heal, right? So this is where you lay it all on the line because you never know what's going to happen. Never know what's going to happen. Yeah, King, I'm not going to argue with you, bro. Not going to argue with you. I want to see it. But a deep playoff run and a Super Bowl opportunity is more important to me. It's more important to me. So that's why I say don't risk it. That's why I say don't risk it. But whatever they're going to do, it's all or nothing. And I got to look at that. I got to look at that. Let me see. Can Eagles still get number 1 seed? Here's the playoff picture. All right, this is bleeding your game. NFC playoff picture. Eagles locked in the number 2 seed after Vikings beat the Packers. Okay, Philadelphia. Okay, Philadelphia has officially been eliminated from first round by contention ahead of week 18. Okay, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So if you gain no ground, if you don't gain any ground from it, what's the point? If Washington wins and Green Bay loses next week, Green Bay at Philly. If Washington loses twice and Atlanta and Tampa Bay both win next week, Tampa Bay comes to Philly. Ooh, a rematch game. All other scenarios, Washington at Philly. So we might get a third shot at Washington, but the way it's going, I don't know if Washington gonna come back and beat Atlanta. So we'll have to see. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't like Jalen coming into these playoffs cold after 3 weeks. I agree with you 100%, Blunt. 100%. I'm with you. I need Jalen Hurts to get some rust off. I'm with you on that one. To run the offense. Ooh, look at Bijan getting through there. I'm with you on that one, bro. I feel the exact same way. I don't want him coming off the bench, 2 weeks off the bench. Now I know he'll be getting, reps in practice and stuff like that. So that part will be fine. But I don't want the first round of the playoff is not the game to be shaking off rust. You know what I'm saying? So I do look at it from that standpoint. So yeah, I can understand him getting in the game and wanting to see some things from Jalen Hurts. So my thing is, if Jalen gonna play, everybody play. If the first team offense gonna run, let the first team offense run. Just do it. Just do it. And they're gonna be trying to run Saquon in the ground, because it would be all about getting an early lead and just handling business. Just handling business, man. So that's a tough one, dude. That's a tough one. So we'll see. We'll see what they're gonna do. We will see what they're gonna do. But at least they got options, though. You know what I'm saying? At least they got options. There go that picture. Like that's like offensive linemen don't get that moment a lot. They just don't. And you got to celebrate those moments because Lane Johnson was right. You are a part of NFL history. Saquon and getting 2,000 yards has only happened, I believe it was 9 times in NFL history. 9. So that is phenomenal. So be a part of that history and be proud of it. Jason Kelsey, as good as he was never a part of anything like that. So take it for what it's worth and keep it moving. It's 14-7, 2 minutes, 16 seconds left in the first half with Atlanta in the red zone. They are on the 21-yard line. Oh no! Woo! Michael, the receiver, the ball bounced. The receiver did not catch the ball, and it bounced up in the air. And Washington almost had a pick, and they almost blew that opportunity. That wasn't Michael Penix though. Let me see. He ran the option route. No, that was the linebacker. Good job by him. He ran the option route and just didn't get enough separation. And the linebacker couldn't catch the ball. Couldn't get it. Get your hands underneath that, man. You need to work out with them wide receivers. All right, 3rd and 7 with 11 seconds left. They got one shot to the end zone. Take it. Can they? Oh, you had a man open and you just overthrew it. Oh, Michael Penix. They're gonna settle for the field goal, but they got points out of it. It'll be 17-7 going into halftime. So, and we want Washington to lose, so that's a good thing. In esports, Pickett still isn't better than Hurts. Who said Pickett was better than Hurts? Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I ain't never heard anybody say that. I hear you as a content creator, but talk to me as a running back. If you were this close to history, would you want to play? Yes, I would. Absolutely. Because you go about your business like normal. That's the best way to put it. What would happen if we were still battling for a spot in the playoffs? You go about your business as usual. Period. So you go with your normal game plan and you figure out what's best against the Giants and you execute that game plan. So yeah, I'm with you on that one, Blunt. So me as a running back, I would want to go for that record. I want to go for history. But again, looking at Saquon's personality, and the last time we played the Giants tells you everything you need to know. So I don't. I would imagine. I would imagine if Sirianni asks him what he wants to do, but I'm like, you take it out of Sirianni's hands. I'm sorry, you take it out of Saquon's hands. Sirianni, you make the executive decision to say we're gonna put you on ice, and we're gonna solidify and make sure everybody's healthy for this playoff run. That's that's an executive decision, but I honestly believe um, wouldn't nobody be upset about it either way. The only problem is the possibility exists that something will happen. He'll get injured or nicked up or something like that. That Murphy's Law possibility will always exist. But shit, it could have happened. It could have happened today. So you don't play not to get hurt. That's how you get hurt. So that's why I say if he gonna play, then you play it like a normal game. You don't put him in for a half unless we up like 38-0 or something like that. That's different. But you don't like if you gonna play, play. So I wish they would have left him in the game today, to be honest with you. But uh, the game was getting chippy, so I understand they pulling them out. And you err on the side of caution because you don't just almost look at the Atlanta game. Look at the Atlanta game. We had the ball down there. You run the ball and run the clock out. You got two opportunities to get in the end zone with Saquon Barkley and a tush push. Do it. One or the other. Right? But we throw the ball, even though we had the right play called, Saquon drops the ball, the clock stops, and you give him a minute, 20 seconds left to go down the field, and that's exactly what happened, and we lose that game. So you take the possibility away. There is no possibility that they can get the ball. There's no possibility that Saquon will get hurt and be nicked up or injured for the playoffs. To me, that's more important. So while Blunt, I understand what you're saying as a running back. Yes, I'm going to be biased because I want to rock. I want to run the rock. But as a team guy, I understand what they're trying to get. And you are after the ultimate prize. And how many people never get back to this point? How many teams get to the playoffs and never get back to this point? You look at the situation that San Francisco's dealing with and how they just thought they was going to be on top of the heap year after year after year after year. And guess what? When they got their shot, they couldn't convert. They lost just like we did. And it hurts. And now we got an opportunity to get back to that. We have a legitimate opportunity with the best running back in the NFL right now. So we got to be able to take advantage of that. And what you do is you eliminate any possibility of something going wrong. If you have the opportunity to do that, you do it. So Bengals, Bills. My Bengals, man. You know I'm pulling for my Bengals, dog. But the Bengals ain't got no offense, man. Josh Allen might eat them alive. Bengals, I said offense. Bengals ain't got no defense. Bengals had their defense is suspect. Yeah, dude, I don't listen to Cilio. Cilio is some of the stuff I like, but for the most part, Cilio gives knee-jerk reactions. And Cilio strikes me as one of those type of dudes that sometimes I can take it or leave it. Sometimes I agree with him, sometimes I don't. But for the most part, so I think a lot of his takes are knee-jerk and harsh. And they're bound in sensationalism and not realism. Because a lot of people love to, after somebody has a bad game, you want to throw them to the trash. You want to throw them to the trash. Me and my boy K-Sap, if you still on here, we were talking about Caleb Williams all that time. And he's like, Caleb Williams is trash. And I'm like, you can't say that yet in his rookie year. You can't say he's trash. He's having a bad rookie year. That's what he having, period. Look at Bryce Young and what he's doing now. You know what I mean? So shit, look at Jalen. Nobody thought Jalen was going to be here. Nobody. How many of y'all put money down on the books that Jalen Hurts was going to take the Eagles to the Super Bowl? Because that's the one thing that they always say. That is not the quarterback that's going to take he is not a franchise quarterback. He is not going to give your team an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. And that's what he did. As a matter of fact, he outplayed the best quarterback in the league. Our defense lost that game. So you got to let people play it out. Got to let people play it out. So that's why I don't listen to Cilio. And I hate it when people like Cilio, who's a former player. He knows what it is. He played at University of Miami, a high, profile team. I forget who he played for in the pros, but he understands how that sausage is made. So sometimes people they pander to the crowds now. So it is what it is. Who did he play for? Uh, he played for the Cowboys and the Lions. He played for the Buccaneers, the Cowboys. Then he went to the XFL, Orlando Thunder. Then he played for Detroit Lions. Then he played for the Las Vegas Posse. So he like me. He had a cup of coffee, but whether or not he had a long, fruitful career has nothing to do with whether or not you know the game. So, and some of this stuff is too, in my opinion, is too knee jerk. So, I can turn it on. Uh, yeah, a lot of people had that. Everybody say that about their quarterback, man. But Jalen actually did it, and luckily we had Shane Steichen that had an offense that can cater to his skills. So yeah, that's like everybody, man. When they get something right, like what's his name? He's on with my homeboy, Nick Wright. I say my homeboy is Chris Broussard. I grew up with Chris, like literally grew up across the street from him in Cincinnati, Ohio. But he's one of those guys, not Broussard, but Nick Wright, where he always goes into I was right, I did this, his love of the Chiefs and all of that type of stuff. And it's funny, him, Cowherd, and a lot of other people, what they do is they might have a take weeks ago and they'll leave one nugget to give them an out. And if they get that out, they'll go back to the footage and talk about that 1 5-second clip, not the whole other hour where they was tearing down somebody or talking in the whole opposite direction. They'll give you one nugget like, well, if this happens, they got a shot. And then if it happens, it'll be like, I told you. They'll use that 5-second clip to say, I told you. So it is what it is, man. That's the nature of the beast right now, man. That's the nature of the beast. I like Nick Wright. I liked him a lot more in the past, but he and his thing, and I can't begrudge him because I like some of his takes. Some of it just like anybody else, man. Sometimes you right, sometimes you wrong. So, but you are 100% right. When people are right, they beat their chest loudly. They want everybody to know. So, yeah, man, people don't believe in development anymore. Everybody want instant star to get a franchise running back, to get a franchise quarterback. You think you can just add water and mix like it's pancake mix? Nah, man. The best example of that, I've said this before, is Jordan Love in Green Bay. He had to sit his 3 years and wait till Aaron Rodgers had an exit plan and all of that type of stuff. He had to take his lumps. Even playing under Aaron Rodgers for those 3 seasons, when he finally got to start, he still took his lumps. But he's a much better quarterback now, even though they lost today. But you understand what I'm saying. He had to develop, and he'll be better for it. Caleb Williams is not getting that. Bryce Young didn't get that. Well, Bryce Young got a little bit when they set him down and let Big Red start. And he benefited from that. Bryce Young is playing much better. I expect Caleb Williams to play much better next year. But everybody wants everything instantly. Everybody wants it to happen like right now. And not in the NFL. It don't do that. It don't happen like that. You get a unicorn. You'll get, every couple of years, you'll get a Jaden Daniels. But everybody said the same thing about CJ Stroud last year. And this year, he's taking his lumps. You will know if Jaden Daniels is that good if he has this same success next year. Because now Just like this year, everybody's got a bead on CJ Stroud. They done got tape on him. They know his Tennessee. They know his tails. Jaden Daniels is still fresh. He ain't even got all the wrapping off yet. So next year, when you got a whole season's worth of tape on him, your execution is going to be a little bit different. Your strategy against him is going to be a little bit different because you know what he does well and what he doesn't do well. He just threw a pick to Atlanta a couple minutes ago before the half ended. So he's still got some young tendencies that he's got to work out. So, I say all that to say these young players, these young quarterbacks, let them take their lumps, man. And don't expect them to be all pro out of the box because the minute that happens for somebody, everybody thinks that happens for everybody. And it doesn't. Jaden Daniels is special. When Joe Burrow came out his rookie year, that was special. But it's not too many rookies at the quarterback position that can do that. Not many. Everybody do that, man. Everybody got their squad for whatever reason. So I don't hate Kansas City. Everybody don't like Kansas City because they've been winning. It was the same way with the Patriots, man. If you remember, before Tom Brady became Tom Brady, didn't nobody give a damn about the Patriots. Patriots was the laughing stock. Didn't nobody care about the Patriots. And then Tom Brady happened, and now everybody hates the Patriots. You know why they hate the Patriots? Because they was winning every damn thing. Now, the whole Belichick thing didn't help, but you understand what I'm saying. Couldn't nobody beat Tom Brady. That's why I take so much pride in Super Bowl 52. We took Tom Brady's best shot. Tom Brady threw for over 400 yards that game, and we still beat him. We still beat him on a no-name backup that couldn't finish a season. Nick Foles never finished the season as a starter, but you beat Tom Brady that day. So, it happens like that sometimes, man. You say you don't like Caleb, but the Bears are not helping that dude. No, they're not helping him. Eberflus was a joke. Hey, man, coaching matters, man. Coaching matters. I say this all the time. Just look right here. When last year, when Shane Steichen left, and we had what we had last year, we was trying to figure it out because it just didn't look right all year last year, and they was trying to figure out how to make it right last year on offense and defense, and they just couldn't get right. So I try Northeast Sports. I try to keep it real and I try to keep it fair. Just like a couple weeks ago when all of that brouhaha started with Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, I was like, I said AJ was 100% right. Jalen sucked against Carolina, and they looked it, and he just called him out on it. But he didn't. He wasn't being disrespectful. It was just that's just the way he said it, and everybody knew what he was talking about. Jalen Hurts knew what he was talking about. That's why he didn't have a problem with it. And everybody want to jump up and bad blood and all of that kind of stuff. And I still say, I don't know if you saw one of my other videos, man. The most disappointing thing about that whole scenario was what Brandon Graham did, because it was Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham had no business saying what he said on WIP. And that just, you threw gasoline on the fire, bro. You don't do that. You keep family business in the family. And he broke that rule. So that was the most disappointing thing for me. So, yeah, Tom threw 300 yards. Like, yeah, man, we took Tom Brady's best shot in that Super Bowl, and we beat him. No two ways about it. It wasn't bad calls. You can't blame it on the refs. We took your punch, and we countered and knocked you out. That's what happened in that Super Bowl. So, now I will say this, man. Herbert, never been healthy. Josh Allen, he's good, but he's never done anything in the playoffs. He got to the championship that one year, but he can't get it done. Joey Burrow is the same way, but Joey Burrow and Josh Allen I would take out of that because they're both good quarterbacks. As bad as the Bengals have been, the problem hasn't been Joe Burrow. The problem has been their defense. Josh Allen, the first half of the season, he was winning games just like Jalen Hurts. They just wouldn't give. They kept moving the goalposts. So please don't leave. Let Jalen be in the system for 2 years. Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. Because most people don't understand how difficult it is to learn the playbook. They don't. They do not understand how supremely difficult it is to learn the playbook as a quarterback. Because as a quarterback, you got to know everybody's position on the offense. Everybody's center, guard, tackle, tight end, running back, wide receivers. Everybody. You got to know if a blitz is coming. You got to communicate with your center, because the center's got to communicate with the offensive line. Do y'all remember that play? I believe it was 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. I don't. It could have been last year, but Kelsey was still at center. They were in shotgun formation. Jalen Hurts called an audible, and Jason Kelsey turned around and looked at Jalen Hurts and was like, "No, no, no," because he knew what the defense was, and that's just the communication where they got to know everything that's going on. Jalen overrode him. They ran a play, and it was a successful play. But Jalen's got to know, the quarterback's got to know every position on top of what the offense or what the defense is doing and what they disguising and fake blitz and all of that type of stuff, man. So it is supremely difficult to learn an offense. So I'm with you. I want to see Kellen Moore stay for another year. And I know they say this is the Eagles' offense. It's not Kellen Moore's offense. It's not Sirianni's offense. I don't necessarily buy that. But, sack. Oh, no, he got away. Oh, no, they got him. They got him. Third down, 17-7. Got him again. 2 sacks in a row. 3rd and 22. There's a flag on the play. Let's see what's going to happen. Josh Allen never got to the AFC Championship. He just plays well against the Chiefs in the playoffs and loses. I thought he got to one AFC. Okay, I'm wrong on that one. Okay. But like even with Josh Allen, I say, people forget Josh Allen's first 2 years in Buffalo, they wanted him gone. He was not good. But they stuck with him. They stuck with their number one pick, and they put pieces around him, and now you see what you got. Chicago's in the same boat. Chicago's not exempt. But I think the mistake was when they dumped Justin Fields. And he had Drek. Justin Fields, and I say this all the time, because I know Ohio State quarterbacks get a bad rap, right? But Justin Fields was a pocket passer at Ohio State. He didn't run. He did not run at all. He gets to Chicago, and he's running for his damn life. And even now, what they're doing with him in Pittsburgh, he ain't got that out of his system. So, I want to see somebody. You look at what Mahomes is doing in Kansas City, and if something happens, Eric Bieniemy left. Nothing happened. If Andy Reid leaves and they keep that offense, ain't nothing gonna happen because Patrick Mahomes knows that offense like the back of his hand, and that's the difference. So he can articulate what everybody needs to do, and if they get a new crop of players in, he can articulate what they need to do and tell everybody there's nothing better than a rookie that's got a vet telling them what play to run. Because when you a rookie in camp and you trying to learn the system, it is hard. And you got people that can tell you where to go to make you feel comfortable about what you can do on the field. That's a quarterback's job. I hope Justin Fields gets another chance too. He deserves it. He deserves it. So, let's see here. I want to see the stats. Box scores. Man, when did this game come on? Michigan college basketball, Michigan at USC. I want to watch this game. I'm gonna turn this on. because I want to see Silas Swords and Juju Watkins. They must be at USC because it's. Hold on, is this coming on or am I watching a replay? Hold on. Women's college basketball, Michigan at USC. Is this live? Comes on at 10 p.m. Supposed to start. Associated Press. Yeah, this is live. Oh yeah, we recording this. Oh, we gonna watch this. So it's 3 minutes left. So they playing Western. Why they keep this game? Keep this game going. So, but anyways, yeah, man, it's all about your quarterback doing what they got to do, and being in a situation where they can be the director. They know where everybody needs to be, and when your quarterback's like that, and your centers like that, and your receivers are like that, that's when you have that unspoken communication, and everybody knows what everybody's doing. That's what you want. That's the nirvana of an offense. Everybody knows what everybody else is doing. You ain't got to say nothing. You can look. You ain't even got to give signals. You just know. And it's few and far between when quarterbacks in their offense can be that attuned to each other. So I'm with you when you're trying to keep coordinators in the same spot because it helps. That's how these QBs get so good. So we'll see what's gonna happen, man. We'll see what's gonna happen. So whichever way they decide with Saquon, let him play, let him get the record. If they're gonna play your first teamers, get out there and handle your business. If you're not gonna play him, don't play him. Don't trot him out there for 10 carries or a half or no, go all or nothing. So don't half-ass it. All right. Let me see. Michigan USC is going to start at the end of this game. Why are they showing it's a damn 106-59? Why are you going to stay on this men's game when this game is over and it's 2:15 left in the game? It's 106-59. Michigan is stomping Western Kentucky. Why would you keep this game on the air? Go to the other game. Come on, Big Ten. How many times in playoff games and key games Mahomes picked up first downs with his legs, basically using absolutely, man. Absolutely. Patrick Mahomes showed everybody that you can play playground ball and make it happen. Because let's not forget, when Patrick Mahomes was drafted, didn't nobody like that pick. Andy Reid saw him and had to tell his owners that was the guy that he wanted. Because didn't nobody know who the hell Patrick Mahomes was when he came out of Texas? Well, I think it was Texas Tech. Didn't nobody know who he was. So when you get a coordinator, that's coaches matter, man. I can't say that enough. Coaches matter. Shane Steichen mattered to Jalen Hurts, and even though he's not here no more, if Shane Steichen doesn't get that out of Jalen Hurts is not the quarterback he is right now. He's not. And I believe if Shane Steichen was still here, we may have went back to the Super Bowl last year. Or at least we would have had a deeper playoff run. And God forbid, if Shane Steichen would have been here with this defense, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. We would have got busy. And you see the kind of struggles that he got, he got a quarterback that can throw the ball a country mile, that's faster, bigger, stronger. Anthony Richardson is built like Cam Newton, but faster. So you got the prototype of what you need, but he's not a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Just because you can throw the ball 80 yards on the dime don't mean you can win games. Now, this is the same dude with all of these physical attributes that quit on the team, didn't want to go back in the game and had to bench him and all of that type of stuff. And that's why Joe Flacco was damn starting in Indianapolis. Because Anthony Richardson still got to learn how to be a pro. So I'll take what we got because it's working. So why you think Baltimore Lost that game last year in the playoffs. Baltimore should have been in the Super Bowl. But anytime, and hell, he said that against us. Anytime Lamar Jackson does not use his God-given abilities, he falls short. He falls short. Harbaugh need to be letting Lamar Jackson run roughshod over everybody because nobody can stop him. Nobody can stop him. So we'll see what they do. We got the blueprint on how to stop them, and we got them, and we know how to stop the running back, and we did all of that stuff. And our defense continues to play consistent ball. Our defense plays consistent. So we just got to keep it growing, keep it going, keep it growing, and let's walk on into the playoffs like we about to do something. Because teams do not want to play us. I can't wait to hear Good Morning Football and all these shows and whatever excuse, because what you got to do is juxtapose what they said last week. Jalen Hurts was hurt, and you know they had the nerve. That I was listening to Good Morning Football today, and they were. What's the first thing you talk about? Philly is talking about the altercation between Zach Ertz and Nick Sirianni, and there's always something with that team. They just can't be happy, and it's like, yeah, shut up, shut the hell up, and let us worry about yourself. Let us handle our business. Let the Eagles handle their business, and that's exactly what we do. And all that shit that people talk about, we about to go into a downfall, and man, get out of here with that nonsense. We taking care of business. We are a much better team than we were at the midpoint of this season. Much better team. And now we getting everybody back. So now whatever's wrong with Nakobe Dean, he don't have to play next week. Jalen Hurts is coming off a concussion protocol. He don't have to play next week. The only reason we talking about our starters playing is so we can get Saquon this damn record. That's it. We don't have to play him. This is our bye week. This is our first round bye in the playoffs. And we earned it because we got 13 wins out of this and might be able to get 14 when it's all said and done next week. I don't see the Giants beating us. So if we just play ball and do what we're supposed to do and handle business, we'll be where we need to be. So, and that's all I'm looking for, man. That's all I'm looking for. So, I'm about to get out of here. My wife bought some chicken wings. I know it's late, but I'm going to eat them anyways and get ready for this USC game to come on so I can watch Silas Swords and Juju Watkins. But if y'all got any more questions, hit me up real quick. Hit me up. And, yeah, we're going to get out of here, man. We're going to get out of here. So, go Birds. Eagles have clinched the number 2 spot. We might get, depending on how things shake out, we might get a home game. And that's what we want. So we'll see. We got to keep playing. It's not over. It's not over till it's over. And we still got some, all we got to do is handle our business, man. All we got to do is handle our business. So I'm going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that's coming in. Any sports, Chris as usual, Blunt as usual, KGK 0911. Appreciate you. We had a good group tonight, man. We jumped up. We popped up to like 24, 25. That's good for me, And we're going to keep this thing growing, man, in 2025. Absolutely. We're going to blow up this year. So I appreciate you guys. Tune in tomorrow. I'm going to have some new content for you tomorrow. I'm looking forward to these next 5 weeks of football, and then we're going to jump right into the WNBA season, man. We're going to keep it moving. So love it. I appreciate you, everybody. Thank you for being part of my team, and we're going to keep growing in 2025, man. Let's do it. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Go Birds.